This is Extreme Oat. He's an Iron Man collection log account who lets fate decide his next grind. Once the wheel has been spun, he'll be locked to that log page until its completion. Come and join the adventure as we try and complete the collection log, one random log at a time.
I've been waiting for you. Time for your next challenge.
Dig. Cast air blast. Kill brother. Loot chest. Dig. Cast air blast. Kill brother. Loot chest. Over and over. Again and again. Fortunately, there were some things to break up the monotony. I acquired another elite casket. Elite casket obtained. Hell yes. Achieved the maximum safety buffer for myself and death. Ooh, big fireworks. That is 99 hit points. I am now a master of hit points, and I can come to Ibia's arena and get the hit point skill cape. 122 combat as well. Let's go. Damn. The fact I'm still hardcore is crazy to me. I definitely thought I would have died by now. There has been a couple of close calls on things that really shouldn't have been. Yeah, 4th 99 on a hardcore. Pretty chuffed with that. I would like a hit point skill cape, please. There we have it. I actually know what it does. It gives you 1 extra hit point when you put it on or boost with it. Oh. And then, back into the crypts I crawled. Various dupes came and went. All the while, my supplies continued to dwindle. Until the well had finally run dry. Currently, we are looking like so. Runes obtained. We've got 153k chaos, 43k bloods, 90k deaths, and 342k mind runes. 1.4 mil raw cash, and then a metric ton of other bits. 2 Barrows, because I do not have the hilt in my offhand. I have been chugging prayer pots like a maniac. And it's hit that point where we're down to 15. I think we started on 267, well over 22k swordfish. And now we're down to, dwindling our supplies. So, I think it's time to restock. And to restock, I have a particular plan. And it's a good plan. Probably the best plan. Let me talk you through it. And let me show you what's going on. Welcome to Oats Speed Prep. The name of the game on this detour is rather simple. Resupply so hard that I won't have to leave again until Barrows is green-logged. While I'm at it, I'll also grab a crucial quality of life item that I've been sorely missing. We're currently sitting on a total of 16 4-dose pots left. Ignore those for now. And in total, I have 1,737 Ranarr weeds that need to be made into potions. That is a lot of weeds. However, in order to make the prayer pots, you also need snape grass. I've not been overly fortunate with the amount of snape grass that I have, and I've been lazy with my farm runs also. This leaves us in a bit of a predicament when looking at the ingredient ratios, and to further add to the disparity of herb to grass ratio, I haven't collected my miscellanea in over 3 months now. I've kept my favour above 90%, and the cash stack has been above 5 mil every time. So when I collect, I'm expecting quite a few more Ranarr weeds, which is going to need even more snape grass. If we ignore farming snape grass as a collection method, as this will take a long time and I want my prayer potions now, we have 2 viable spots in which you can pick up off the floor. Number 1 is outside the crafting guild on the Hobgoblin Beach, where there are 3 spawns. The major issue with this spot is that it's far from a bank without 99 crafting, and there are no viable spots for me to teleport to outside of a skills necklace. That brings us to spot number 2, Waterbirth Island. On this frozen rock, there are 6 spawns of snape grass, which respawn pretty much in a continuous loop. The only small issue with this one is once again there's a lack of a bank and a medium run energy requirement. However, I think I've come up with quite an elegant solution for this problem. Our salvation comes in the form of the hard fminik achievement diaries. Thanks to previous shenanigans, I have the infinite teleport enchanted lyre, and with the completion of the hard diary, it can drop you right on the beach of Waterbirth Island. Now, I currently haven't completed any of the fminik achievement diaries, but there are only 5 things that I need to do to be able to complete every step and unlock that precious teleport. 2 skills and 3 quests. Starting with the skills. Make a defense potion in the Fremi Provenance, requiring 66 herb lore, and steal from the Keldergrim Gemstall, requiring 75 thieving. Currently, I'm sitting at 65 herb lore, 7k away from the next level, so basically a non-factor. And I'm also sitting at 73 thieving, so with the +2 boost, that one is doable also. Nice. Moving on to the quests, we have Between a Rock, the Fminik Isle, and Lunar Diplomacy. Aside from this, all other pre-quests and skills have been obtained, so this really should be a piece of cake. Right, now before more yapping, it's time to get a small rush of dopamine and crack open that miscellaneous treasure trove. Let's get that. I'm going to talk to him, make sure that it is all the correct things. How's the kingdom faring? Everyone's happy. I'm going to say no. Just so I can double check. We have everything into herbs, which is perfect, and then everything else is into mahogany. Now, technically, I could take these out and put them into wood, but I don't know how it works if it's already collected all those mahoganies, or if it does it after the fact. I'm pretty sure it's collecting them as we've gone, so maybe this is redundant. Hell, let's just collect, shall we? Advisor Grim, what have you got for me? Yep, gimme. That is a lot of herbs. 17,000 mahogany logs. Okay, well that is 99 construction banked, 2k Taramin, 1.3k Eventos, 600 Qualms, 1.8k Harrowlanders, excuse me, 650 Grimy Dwarfs, 650 Cadentines, 670 Ladentimes, 1.3k Irrits, and 590 Ranars. Good amount of seeds as well. How many Ranar seeds is that? 2, and a bunch of other stuff. A couple of birds' nests. Okay. After that collection, that leaves us on 2,327 Ranar weeds. It's time to move on to the questing portion of the prep. Let's go. We start off our questing with Between a Rock, where the delusional Donecan wants to shoot us into a solid wall. Being our ever optimistic and questionably intelligent self, we agree and set about making a solid gold helm to help cushion the impact from being fired from a cannon. We are then trusted to put together some other schematics, climb into the cannon, and start questioning our life choices. Fortunately for us, the dwarf wasn't as crazy as he seemed, and we made it into the rock dimension. Wow. To steal some gold and slay the demon. Good stuff. Next up was the Fminik Isles. This scene pretty much sums up the entire quest, as I was made to dance around like a fool, collecting taxes, repairing bridges, before finally being taken seriously enough to participate in the fighting. I took on the Ice Troll King in a 1v1 and cut off his head in what was becoming a worryingly common occurrence. Whoa, buddy, whoa. Quest completed, and the Helm of Nators not acquired. Last up, we have Lunar Diplomacy. This quest starts off fine, being sent around the island and crafting up some swanky new garms to enter the Dream Realm. The Dream Realm portion of this quest is a different story. 2 challenges in particular cause me moderate frustration. Oh, mate. Oh. I don't want to talk about it. Challenges overcome, the quest was completed, granting access to the Lunar Spellbook and getting his 38 rune crafting. Quest requirements out of the way, it was now time for the satisfying part of completing the remaining tasks. Ride on an eagle, catch a cerulean twitch, craft a tiara from scratch, change your boots at the boot store, chop and burn an oak log, fill a bucket from the well, and steal from the baker's stall for the easy achievement completion. There we go. All of the easy tasks in the fminik area have now been done. Chomp a spicy stew for the first time thieving boost to steal from the Keldgrim gem stall, conveniently leaving out the part where in fact it was your 7th stew and you had to train your cat not to be a fat fuck and spend God knows how long in the basement hunting for orange spices. Steal from the fish store in Relica, mine some coal, kill a brine rat, and fail to comprehend the simple task of picking up a rock from your POH. Is that it? Is that what I had to do? Or did I just pick it up off the floor like this? Wow. Sometimes the simple things are the hardest. We mined 5 adamant ore from Jutizo. Okay, cool. And swapped to the Lunar Spellbook for the first time cast to Waterbirth Island. Now only 2 tasks remained. Visit the lighthouse from Waterbirth Island and mix a super defense potion in the fminik province. Being so close to the end and not really thinking straight, I used my 95 agility to climb into the Waterbirth dungeon. I got smacked by 3 mages off prayer, which fortunately hit super low. They have a max hit of 30. I was so out of it that I missed the second part of the cave shortcut and proceeded to continue the long way around the dungeon, realising I was also on the Lunar Spellbook and had no escape crystal or food in my inventory. I don't even really want to think about how many times I got chanced or could have died, but after this close call, fuck me. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm going home. I left, got sufficiently supplied, and tried again. This time I used both shortcuts and made it through just fine. Bumhole finally releasing its grip on the chair padding, we pressed on. Yeah, I nearly killed myself there. However, that has completed all of the mediums, which means that since I was going to put the XP that I got from the lambs anyway into herb lore, it means I'm going to do that now. Boom. Boom. I've hit 66. I can now make defense pots, which I will now do here. And then that will be the hard diary done as well. There we go. And that is the hard fminik tasks also done. Let us claim our reward. Cool. So, grab this. Confirm it into Herblore as we were always going to. And now, we can use the lyre to teleport directly to Waterbirth Island. Look at this guy. I saw you there, mate. So we're going to mark that tile. Tile that one. That one. That one and this one. And then effectively, all we're going to do, run round, grabbing all this stuff here. And then by the time you run back over here, that one spawns in. And then you just keep repeating that loop. I'll find the most convenient teleport to do. The closest one to a bank is probably going to be this Edgeville dump and then go again. But it means then I can auto set this teleport to Waterbirth I just drop all of this off for now. Grab the enchanted lyre out. Waterbirth Island. And then I can rinse and repeat. That is stage 1 of the extreme oat prep completed. It's time for part 2 of the oat prep. Earlier I mentioned a quality of life item that I'd be going after during our time out of the crypt prison, and that item is the rune pouch. This will allow me to store 3 sets of runes, reducing my teleport inventory from 3 spaces down to 1. It's going to come in handy for snape grass gathering, but also be a good inventory space saver during Barrows and all of the account's future activities. Fortunately, the rune pouch itself is not a collection log, so we are free to pursue it. The method in which it is obtained is the most important thing. There are 3 different ways to obtain a rune pouch: LMS, Slayer points, and Mage Training Arena. Starting with LMS, or Last Man Standing, technically you are able to do this without gaining any collection log slots, so it is viable. However, in the minuscule chance that I do actually win a game due to bots AFKing, then it would progress towards the winner's cape, and I'd like to avoid that if possible. Next up, we have Slayer points. This method once again is relatively safe to do with some planning, but does take a long time to acquire the required points. Which leaves us with our chosen method, the Mage Training Arena. This method allows me to spend perhaps 2 hours max grinding the exact amount of points I need for the pouch. Then, when purchased, all points will be down to 0 and no future progress will be made towards the MTA for when we roll it in the future. Let's head on over, shall we? Now usually I would go over what the activity is, what we'd have to do and all the other bits and bobs, but since this isn't our current grind, I'll leave that for another time. I'll see you when I've got enough points for the pouch. On the money exactly. Thank you very much. 92 days, 18 hours, 1,911 total levels. We finally have a rune pouch. God damn. It feels so good. It's such a massive upgrade to have, and it's going to save me a lot of time doing my teleports back and forth as well. I say a lot of time, it doesn't seem like much, but when you're constantly having 3 inventory slots taken up for runes, it does make a big difference. And we now have a full rune pouch. I should put it in here just so it is got its own spot. But that feels very, very good. So we're going to save 2 inventory spots every single time. And as I said, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have to go ahead and make, I don't even, let me do some quick calculations and figure out actually how many we need to do. So with the current snape grass that we have, we need to gather 2,678 snape grass from Waterbirth Island, and then we can make all these prayer pots. And then we'll be fully restocked. I have no excuses, we have to get back in there. It just means also going forward that when we go to do Barrows, we've saved 200 inventory slots. Maybe that's another 2 runs that I can eke out before having to restock, all that kind of stuff. So overall speed is going to go up, and in the long run I will have to have got a rune pouch eventually. Now just felt like the right time. So let's get to collecting some of that snape grass, shall we? Because I have a lot of potions to make. Rightio, this is the last batch of snape grass that we need. I think I've gone just over, but that's because I want a couple of spares just in case I need them for any future quests or anything, and I don't have them currently handy. 1 and 2. Wonderful stuff. Don't actually know how long that took. Probably about 3 hours, 2.5 hours of running around collecting. That should be just over 2,850. It is indeed. Look, you can make 1.6 mil if you're a normal account. 1.6 mil in 3 hours just picking up snape grass. The only small caveat is you do need the hard diary done and the enchanted lyre. And probably some degree of smooth brain. I turn these off. Nice. Right. Well, now we have the small task of cleaning all of these ranars and then turning all of those cleaned ranar weeds into unfinished ranar potions and then making them into 4 doses. Now, we currently have a stack of 500 chemistries, so hopefully that makes a bit of a difference and we get a couple of 4 doses out of that. Don't know quite how many, but that should last me for the full amount because it's a small percentage chance of it actually going off. But we'll have to have a little look at how many 4 doses we make by the end of it. I won't look at that just yet because I know we have 14 for now. I'll turn all of these into the unfinished and then I'll start burning through and making the 3 dose pots. So let's pop you away and you away. And begin cleaning. Since there's no animation for this, I'll see you when they're all cleaned. Okay, we've cleaned all the herbs. We're now sitting on 2,326 ranars. Let's turn those into unfinished pots. Unfortunately, there is no XP for this, so once again, I'll catch you when it's done. But I feel like they've sped up the animation on that a touch. Feels like it's going a bit faster at least. Usually this is where you would take all of these over to the desert and you'd have them, all the unfinished pots made for you. I can't do that, so we'll just do it manually. I'll see you in a bit. Good, we have enough snape grass, we have enough unfinished potions. So I'm actually going to make a new tab. Call it runner. Change the icon. Else I will forget. Now what we're going to do is put that in there, and importantly, these in there too. Did I put this in here? Yeah, that's fine. So, Amulet of Chemistry. We made 500 of these on the last episode, and I think it's set up to auto stop when it breaks. So stop making potions when my amulet breaks. There we go. So we have a percentage chance of making a 4 dose instead of a 3 dose. 500 of these. Let's just see how many charges it uses up. I've got them up here when we make it, and how much XP we get as well. So 87 per. Oh, there we go. There's 1. 2. Nice. Okay, so before we put any of these away, this is what we are starting on. Ignore these. I know I could have just put these together, but sometimes it's nice to do some bits. Diaries had to get done, etc, etc. We have a lot of potions to make. It'll be very interesting to see. So we're starting on 14, and then once we've been through 2,802, we will know how many 4 doses we made. So just keep that number in mind, 14. Let's get making some potions, shall we? Okay, we have the final batch of potions being made into unfinished potions, and then we need to go and decant them into their 4 dose form. So, we burnt through 29 necklaces plus 2 charges on that, meaning... Oh my god. That's not bad at all. That's actually insane. The amount saved. I can't, I'll put that up on screen because I can't figure that out right now. But we now need to go over to Varrock. And turn these into 4 doses. And see just how much we've actually got. I don't remember if it cost anything. I don't think it does. Let's head on over. Have a quick look. Let's see. Decant. All of these into 4 doses. Can't use that. And we now have 2,209 4-dose potions. So we can now delete that tab. Oh my god. We are looking pretty stocked. So I don't think we're going to run out of those for quite a while. Touch wood. But we're now ready to get back into Barrows. After our nice little detour, let's have a look where we're at, where we left off. 1.2k. 2 pieces to get. I think we've got this in the bag. Let's go do some Barrows, shall we? Oh my god, this is not a drill. We have a Dr. Jekyll. I have a Torstal. This is going to be the very first stamina pot on the account. Oh. 1 down, 9 to go, and we're going to have a pool in the house. Hell yeah. Okay. This is exciting stuff. I'm going to go bank this straight away so I don't accidentally sip it out of habit or anything. The plan is coming into fruition. One day soon, maybe not soon because that took I don't know how long, but we will actually have a pool there. Yes! Yes! Thank fuck. Oh, yes. Okay, okay. Hold on, this is not a drill. 1,477. We have the damn Guthin's legs. Oh, okay. So the last one was a 933. So it's been 550. It's 5 maths. Oh my god. We're only 1 away. Guthin's plate body, and then we are free. Now that could be another 400, 500 kills. I completely get that, but oh, it's so nice to see a new clog pop up. Hell yes. Okay. Let's put that in the bank. And let's keep on going. Of course. This seems to be the case. Every time there's one, the next item is the same thing. If you could have just been the chest. You know what? That's 2 legs, 2 Guthin's legs and a helm. So surely the chest is coming today. Surely. Another Aram's top. I mean, it's a bank value, fella. That's for damn sure. Another 2.3 mil added. Go chuck that straight in there. What number is that now? Number 6. Wow. See, if you ever thought Barrows doesn't pay, it does. You just have to do quite a lot of it. It has come to my attention that after 1,543 kills, I'm still missing some combat tasks. Can I go... Oh, there you go. So can't touch me, kill Darok, Varrock, Torag and Guthrum without letting them attack you with melee, and Faithless Cryptron. Kill all brothers with 0 prayer. So I reckon we can knock both of those off pretty easy. I've got my Entangle ready, keeps them in place 15 seconds, and you can do a little bit of tech where you run around the, what they call the coffins, and then 0 prayer, I'm just going to have to food tank it. We should be fine. But maybe that's the reason I haven't completed it yet, because it's just saying, mate, finish off the combat achievements first, and then you can have your Guthin's pieces. So if that is the logic, which it definitely isn't, but it could be, let's go and give that a try, shall we? Now, I don't know what the tech is to making sure you don't get whomped off the start. Is it... So you have to run around and then pin them? Take a step back. Step out, entangle, run, just in case. Can I see how long he's entangled for? This is a tiny bit dangerous because obviously it is Darok and he is... He could one-shot me. Not quite, but you know, do enough damage that I shit my pants. Let's take a step, entangle. Yes, that's a splash, right? Run round, keep running. Run again. Oh my god, I thought he was about to Tokyo drift around the back. Take a step. That's a hit. And he's dead. I'm pretty sure what I'm doing there is like a method where you don't even have to entangle him. But basically, as long as I'm not getting hit, that's all that matters. I guess you've got a millisecond to run whichever way they spawn in. Wonderful stuff. Yep. Oh, perfect. Nice. Can't touch this is now done because there's no more melee brothers that can hit me. And I just have to deal with Arim with this many swordfish. I don't know if I can leave, come back and do it again, or if it has to be done without leaving and restocking on food. So I'm hoping the crypt rats and stuff don't hit me particularly hard. Sometimes you just keep getting sparked by them. Right, Aaron, mate. Small hits on me, please. Yeah, we've done this, surely. Fantastic. So that was 0 prayer and no melee hits from the brothers. That should be 2 tasks done. There we go. Can't touch me and Faithless Crypt Run have been done. Only 1,544 in. So, yeah, next time probably finish those off earlier. But now, that means the Guthin's chest is unlocked. Because that's all that was stopping me getting it. It was just locked behind that. So I'll just go grab that now, I guess. God damn. That is another pair of Guthin's legs once again. Oh, probably pick those up. Okay, this is going to be kill 1750? 1750. Now, to avoid getting Carol's bolts, Probably shouldn't kill this one. I'm slouched so far back in my chair. I think it would require more effort to try and click through the door right now. Alright, let me go. Surely this one, eh? You. Okay, I mean, it is a Gathin's piece, but it's the wrong one. Oh, what's the wrong piece of Gathin's, son? That's the wrong piece. Now with 3 teleports back to the house, well technically 4 I saw. We'll go over here once. And back to the house. Wow. 93 magic. I can now enchant Zenite jewelry without boosting for it. Which, well, I mean, it will come in handy at some point, depending on how the wheel treats me. No additional stuff there. Anything in the Lunar? Vengeance other? Useless for me. But Vengeance is close now. Ancient Magics were one off the big boy Ice Barrage now, so that would be super easy to boost for if I need it. Normal spells. That's it. Fire Surge in 2 levels. We're pretty much done with magic. All the other stuff is kind of irrelevant after Vengeance, because I know you use it for certain achievement diaries or combat tasks and stuff. But outside of that, that's basically magic done. That scared me, I don't know why. I think there's a lot of TMN going on. So you see a skull sitting there and it gets your heart rate going. But yeah, 93 magic. And 1919 total level. Wow. That's not the right piece. That's not the right piece, is it? You fuck. Oh, I don't know why it triggers me so badly seeing a piece of Gathin's every time. But yeah. My heart for a second, I just saw it and I was like, I know that's a Gathin's piece, but obviously that's not the right piece, is it? The biggest thing that I am worried about is what we just saw there, where the lockpick ran out. We have not got many left. I'll check what we started with, but it's looking dire in that front. Okay, chest number 2000. Of course not. But it's a nice clean number, isn't it? Let's have a little look in the bank, shall we? Okay, supplies-wise, we're down to 14.8k swordfish, so we've munched through probably 7k, which is kind of outrageous. Prayer pots, we're down to 2100. That's still fine. I've got a couple of doses that have been mixed up here. What I want to look at is this incredible stack of runes that we've got going down here. It seems that I forgot to actually press record, so let's have a little look at where we're at 2000 Barrows KC in. First off, let's have a look at the items we've collected so far. Obviously, we're still missing the Gathin's chest, but ignoring that, we have obtained 134 items total in 2k kills. The expected number of items at 1 in 14, killing all 6 brothers, is 142, so we are a little bit behind on that. But we have had quite a few high value items along the way. The total GE value of the grind so far is 142 mil. Not too shabby. Now for the real value as an Iron Man, the runes. We have 148k deaths, 246k chaos, and 72k bloods. I think we're definitely set for onyxes in the future when we unlock them for sure. The blood runes have been self-sustaining through the entire grind, which has been perfect. We still have 2.1k prayer pots, so no risk of running out anytime soon, and we have about 14k swordfish also. I think we started with over 22k, so that's a lot of food that we've chomped during Barrows. The 2000 kill count marks quite a significant chapter in this journey, and in just 8 more kills, we will once again be on that front page for a grind. There is an 853 KC difference between myself and third on the highest scores. First and second are sitting at 4,000, and I hope for their sakes that was a choice and not them trying to green log. We're down to our last 6 lockpicks from the sepulchre grind, and once those are gone, we're going to be crawling through the KC. But I didn't come this far to back down now. This isn't my first rodeo. It's time to climb some damn ranks. Yes! Yes, it's done. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Get me out of here. 2,493. And we now have the Guthin's plate body. Fuck. And we are down to our last 2 uses of lockpick as well. Oh Christ. It's green logged. I need a minute. I need a minute. Let me go to the bank and let's have a look at the total value of all this shithousery. 243k chest caused me that much anguish. Okay, right, give me a second. So the estimated value with the gold included as well as bolt racks, etc. is 179 mil. Now, if we just look at the gear, so the total value made from Barrows is 173 mil. Now, the most expensive items are the Darrock's Great Axe, 10 of those at 18 mil, and then 17 mil on Aram's robe tops, 10 mil on the bottoms. Runes as well made up a crazy amount. So it's 700k mind runes, 341k chaos, and 209k deaths. We actually sustained pretty much dead on the blood runes. I spent a fair bit of money on air runes because I was doing the full Aram setup. But yeah, that is what it's looking like. And one more time, Barrows chest is green logged. So this multi-100-hour grind is now over, all for this little dad bod belly Guthin's piece. It kind of goes hard. I'm a big fan of how it looks. But yeah. God, freedom at last. Now I'm unsure if I should spin the wheel wearing this set because of how much anguish it's caused me. But you know what? The pendulum of RNG swings wildly. Oh. Imagine the baguette. That would have been fantastic. Give me that. Thanks. Where was I? Oh yeah, wheel spin. So let's have a little look at the wheel. And actually let's talk about the wheel for a second, because I haven't actually spoken about what I do want, don't want, where we're at with it, what will be good, what will be bad in quite a while now. So it'd be good just to have a little look over, see what's what, and then give that big thing a spin. Here it is. It has not been spun in a fair while. So let's have a little talk about what's on here, what I would like, what I wouldn't like, what would be good for the account, what would be potentially bad for the account. Because as I said, we haven't really looked at it too much. In terms of horrific grinds that are on here still, there are quite a few. For different varying reasons, some of which are more obvious than others. And let's have a little look at the worst ones first. So we have things like the Dagannoth Kings. That is potentially awful. There are 3 pets at 1 in 5k each from that. And just killing the Dagannoth Kings is quite a dangerous endeavour in itself. It may require a bit of finessing. And all in all, not the most fun. The rings are obviously quite good from there, but the pets and that kind of grind just for those pets could be absolutely brutal, especially if you go dry. With the gear I have, I mean, Barrows gear would help out a little bit, but in terms of killing it fast, not really a lot of options there for me. Obviously, we have pretty much anything in the wilderness is also relatively guaranteed to be a death sentence for the hardcore. The new changes they brought in with the wilderness as well, where you have to get certain achievement diaries done before you can do the solo stuff. Maybe that scares off some bots, brings them some PKers. Don't really know the state of it at the moment. And DMM's also finishing or finished. I don't actually know at this point. I didn't play it. But that does then flush a lot of people that were hungry for PK back into the wildy, so it does make it infinitely more dangerous. Of all of them, the Rebs is obviously the worst by far. Super low drop chance on all of those things. And just a lot of PKs, a lot of hassle. Outside of that, I'm pretty sure Nightmare would be diabolical. I'd have to do that in a mass group. I do not see myself being able to do that solo, which is the way I prefer to do bosses. And then you have a couple of the mini games which are just as torturous. For different reasons, Trouble Brewing would be awful, mainly because it would be a bit of a snooze fest. There's nothing particularly on there that is good or enjoyable. It would just be kind of similar to Castle Wars, just a bit of a grind fest. You make a couple of buckets of stuff and it's over. Followed up closely in awfulness by Guardians of the Rift. Now my rune crafting stat is awful, it's 30 at the moment, so it would be fantastic for the account's progression. Rune crafting is incredibly important, and having runes is going to help me do bossing in the future, all that kind of stuff. The incredibly low drop chance of when you're in there of certain items such as the abyssal dyes, the lantern, the pet, makes it a potential hell grind, especially if you go dry. That has been the place where most people have sat for a long time, and you're at the mercy of RNG once again. There's no time gated stuff. It's just a case of how many times can you get lucky on hitting a very low drop table. Moving on from that, we have obviously the Red Prison, which is the Corrupted Gauntlet, or Gauntlet depending on which one you're doing. That could be awful for the account. Outside of that, none of them are as bad as those ones mentioned. Now, let's move away from the doom and gloom. Let's look on to stuff that is meh, mid, could be okay, and not too fast. I should actually probably bring out the side panel. Here we go. So all of them are a 2% chance of hitting. So it's a 2% chance of misery times by however many miserable grinds there are. Now, a couple of the skilling grinds on there would be quite good to get, such as Mastering Mixology. I do have a ton of herbs from Miscellanea and just collecting up and not making potions yet, so that would be really handy to get hold of. You have things like the Tithe Farm, super chill, kind of time-gated content that is like you will just get the thing after you do a certain amount of points. Where's the other one gone? Just watching this spin around is making me somewhat nauseous. And then there's a couple of the other bosses that are sort of mid, like the Archaeologist, stuff like that. It's in the wildy, so kind of scary, but not that bad. The Magic Training Arena, once again, kind of just got to get your nose stuck in, and then it's after a set amount of points, you get the thing. Other things such as Obor, things like that aren't too bad. All in all, those would be fine. There's a couple of other sort of meh ones on there, but we'll sort of glaze over those because they're not too important. Moving on to the ones... Oh, actually, I missed out an awful grind. That is the Champion Cape. That's very RNG heavy. Do not want. Yeah, Mole as well. Kind of a shitty boss if you don't have the diaries done. And a lot of the diaries are locked behind rooftops. Which brings me on to the stuff that would be fantastic for the account. Now, Marks of Grace has been the bane of my existence for a good amount of time now. It eludes me still and is stopping me doing a lot of achievement diary steps. There are certain rooftops that you just have to run one of, and then you can do a bunch of the achievements. Some of them are locked behind runecrafting as well, but I can train runecrafting, just not through the methods of Guardians of the Rift. So Marks of Grace would be phenomenal to get. Now that we have the Barrows set, Moons of Peril will be amazing to get. Dragon Defender would be amazing to get, something to tick off the list. Demons would be fantastic for the Demon Bane weapons. And then something I'd be really excited to do, as some group content would be really much appreciated, is the Royal Titans, because fantastic drops again. The prayers from there are really good, as well as that Twin Flame Staff, which would have been amazing for Barrows. and then raids also. Now raids are a bit of a tricky one because only one of the raids is a safe death, and that is chambers. The other two are potential death sentences if messed up. That being said, I think it would be really fun to do some group content. So Huey is also included in that. And then there's just a couple of other ones on there that are meh, mid, don't mind too much. But yeah, that's the current state of the wheel. Those are the ones that I would like to see. There are some of the ones I wouldn't like to see. But I don't get to decide. The wheel is the master, the wheel decides. So let me get set up and let's give this bad boy a spin. Oh, I almost completely forgot. Before we spin, it was recommended to me, and something that I think I would love to do is to put in an entry at a 2% chance. Where's that one gone? Does it go to the bottom or is it the top? Down here. And that is... we'll find a... We'll put my icon in for this, but that's fine. This is going to be an entry that allows me to pick. Because the chances of landing on it is a 1 in 42. And it just means that there is that possibility that I can make my life a bit easier or go for the perfect optimal one that I need if I land on this. And I just think that that's something that needs to be in here. And there we go. We have Oat spinning around with a 2% chance of pure bliss and happiness to pick whatever I want next. So let's not mess around. Let's give the wheel a spin. And let's see what we end up with. Oh shit. Oh no. No. Oh. My fucking god. Oh. Okay. Oh, you've... Right. Champion's Cape, it is. I wanted a non-RNG grind. And it looks like the wheel said, once again, fuck you, mate. Champion's Cape, it is. I don't know particularly how I feel about that one. Is that others? Champion's Challenge. Now, every single one of these scrolls is a 1 in 5,000. This could be diabolical. However, I've not been beaten by any of the grinds that have come my way yet, so I'm not going to let this one beat me either. Important announcement. Now, I know it takes a long time between my videos sometimes, and that's because my RMG does seem to suck. But in the spirit of more regular and consistent content for you guys, I will be streaming on YouTube 2, perhaps even 3 times a week going forward. I'm working on a schedule to see what days work out best so I can lock it down soon. The first stream will be on March the 2nd at 12 PM GMT, so please feel free to come along, say hello, and get a peek into the real-time madness. I want to take a moment once again just to say thank you to each and every one of you for watching the videos. Your kind comments and words of encouragement have really helped me keep on pushing to make the best videos that I can and stick out some of the nastier grinds that have come my way. You guys are amazing, and I hope to see you in the future streams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.